welcome in to Vanquished Stitches. I am Vanquished, and this is a channel all about my cross stitch journey or the projects I'm working on. I mostly work full coverage, and majority of all of my projects are kits. You can see everything that I am working on or that I currently have or own. In my last video, I did a mid-year whip parade, so you can go and check that out. And then from last week's video, I went through and I kind of planned everything out for what I'm going to work on throughout the entire rest of this year. Because I thought, you know, it might be good to at least touch one of these projects at least once. And we'll see how that goes. And then if this kind of picks up and we want to see what I'm going to spin, you know, for the next year of projects and what are my gonna be my focus pieces and all that kind of stuff, definitely let me know. But right now I kind of have everything planned out. So this is stuff that I worked on from the 7th through the 14th of June of 2026. So I worked on 3 projects. I unfortunately have been feeling pretty sick most of this week. I don't know what's going on, if I just ate something bad or something I ate just is not agreeing with me, but I've been having, my tummy's been upsetty. So there's been a couple days that I didn't stitch because I just kind of slept or I read or just kind of took, you know, a day off from cross stitching. So the first one I want to talk about is well, actually, let me kind of go back into all the plans or the stuff I marked off. So I kind of went through each month, and you know, most months have 4 weeks. There's some that I created 5 weeks for, or some of them already kind of have 5 weeks for. So the first week of the month, I'm going to work on Vibrance of Italy. Week 2, I'm going to do Butterfly Magic. Week 3, I'm going to do Cat Realm, and then week 4, I'm going to do Snake Woman, and those are going to constantly rotate each month. The first, second week, 3rd, and 4th. So those will at least get 2 to 3 days of stitching, and I kind of planned that I was going to work on those Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, because they are bigger full coverage pieces, so maybe I was thinking, you know, the 3 days. And then my main focus piece, so this is what you're going to see every week, is going to be Frog Pile, because it is going to be a gift to one of my besties. And then I wrote a wheel, or then I spun a digital wheel to pick a project out of everything that I have besides those few, and minus the bookmarks, because the bookmarks I kind of just want to leave for work. Something easy to work on. So that's kind of the game plan, and that's what's planned out for the year. Now, if it landed on a week 5 instead of working on one of those main 4 bigger cross stitch projects, I did everything and I left those week 5s blank, and I reset the wheel so it could choose anything from that wheel, and I chose 3 projects for that. And so any 5 weeks, I won't work on any theoretically digital pieces. They're all going to have... Hi, Nebby. That's my kitty cat. One of them. But anyway, so there'll be 3 additional pieces that will get extra work done. Now, once this year's gone through / I finish out my frog pile, I will find in something that will be a weekly showing as well. Maybe one of my geisha ladies, or anything that I'm I really want to get this done, or just spend more time working on. But most likely it'll probably be my geishas. Yeah, so this week I worked on Butterfly Magic, Frog Pile, and Elegant Coffee Cup. So Butterfly Magic I worked on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, and I did spend quite a bit of time working on this. Actually, let me pause and grab my tablet so I can get some stats. Alright, so on Butterfly Magic, this is well, I should have probably just went back. It is charted by Artisy, and the artwork is by, oh, that's not what I wanted. It's loading. Charted by Artisy, and it is adapted artwork from Royce McClure. And this project, from the Whip Parade, had 8,675 stitches, which was at 3.51%, and it's gone to 10,079 stitches, and that brought me up to 4.0%. So I did about 1,400 stitches. I will put up over here the mock-up and my starting point, or somewhere. Hopefully I can get that figured out. And then I was worried about this not focusing, so let me do this. There we go. So this is where I'm at on this right now. Try to refocus there. I went in and I filled in a bunch of this blue. I filled in a lot of the missing gaps up here and up here. And I filled in quite a bit of this reddy orange butterfly. So here's a close-up. So I did quite a bit. So I did almost a little over 1,400 stitches in this. My next, when I work on this next, I think I'm gonna just ignore this top half, even though there's a lot of park threads. Let me try to get some of this out of the way. But I think I'm gonna focus on getting like this half filled in, so working on down here and like the diagonal, and then I will work my way back up here and work on this in the diagonal until I finish out filling in this hoop. So that is the plan for this. So once again, I worked on this for 3 days, and I'm loving how it turns out, but we won't see this guy again until the second week of July, which is exciting. The next thing I worked on is coffee, or elegant coffee cup. This is a stamped cross stitch kit. This is by May Dear Cross Stitch. So this is the mock-up. So this is what it's gonna look like. And then I'll put up, once again, kind of my starting project or start piece there. So this is stamped, so this is what it looks like in the full. I remember before I just worked on it this week or last week, I moved my way up here because I wanted to work on something different, because I was primarily focusing down here quite a bit. But since I had so much done on this plate, I figured I was going to work on the plate instead. So this is actually what I worked on. The stitches are kind of hard to tell what I did, but I filled in quite a bit over here. My camera's mirrored, so it's hard to tell where I'm actually pointing. And then over here, I think I filled in some of this plate. I think I did this darker bit in here in the middle. So there's only got 1 day of work on it. I was supposed to work on this on Tuesday and Wednesday, or I lied, Wednesday and Thursday. So Wednesday I was pretty sick, so I didn't work on it. Thursday I did work on it. So should have got 2 days worth of progress, but only got 1. It is what it is. And then my next project is the frog pile. So here's the mock-up. It's by Design Works. This is another kit. And then I will show where I started over here. And since I was feeling sick once again, this I was supposed to work on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And Friday I went home sick. And then I worked on it a little bit on Saturday. And I did a little bit on Sunday as well. Just like the smidgenest. Just so I could have a little bit more progress. But this is, I'm not going to take it out of the hoop. You can watch the whip parade to see it in its full glory. But I did all of this orange down here, filled in a little bit of this red, and then I did all of his eye, and I filled in this, and then his little tummy area. So just trying to fill in that a bit. And once again, this is going to be a project you see every week, just because I want to try to get it done. I might change this where I work on this on like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so it gets 3 days work, or I do Thursday, Friday, Saturday, just to try to get it expedited, because I want to either get it done by November. And if it takes me about a week to do one frog, that means in how many days I'm processing it, 1 month will be one frog, and I still have quite a bit of frogs left to do because I have this entire other half to stitch, so I might move this to the 3 days versus the other one. So that is everything I worked on. Now let us go into the plans for next week. So Sunday, which is today that I'm filming this, I'm going to be working on the Cat Realm by Barrett Biggers, and it was charted by Paint Free Crafts. And let me just get the stats here. So this, let's see here, yeah. I was trying to do a page worth of stitches, and let me try to maybe tilt that a little bit more. And I'm just working quite a bit in the foliage area, very confetti heavy. And this currently is at 2,414 stitches out of 184,212 stitches. So it's currently at 1.31%. So this will be my big focus for this week. Once again, I might only do either Sunday, Monday, and then, or I might do Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. We'll see how I'm feeling on this, but this is going to be the focus for this week. Set that out there. And then what I rolled for this project, the one that I work on for 2 days, is going to be Indian Peacock by Dimensions. So here's what it's going to look like. This is my second oldest whip that I have. It's gorgeous, and I know I messed up quite a bit when I did a lot of this like kind of flower stuff, but I don't think it's that noticeable. Once I get the back stitching in, I'll be able to make it look probably nice. I'm gonna show, well, you've already seen where I'm at because I haven't started this, but this is currently where I'm at for this. I did have it in a hoop, so it might be a little warped for now, but stitch wise, yeah, the hoop kind of makes like this little area. It doesn't look like it has stitches, but it does. So from here, I think I'm just gonna work my way up over in the peacock area maybe, or maybe I should do all the boring stuff first over on this side, and just work my way up here. I mean, the flowers are pretty, but then I'll get into like the peacock's neck and face. I don't know yet. I might just try to maybe just work up to the corner and go. But those are my plans for the week. So that is all I have. So thank you so much for joining me and enjoying all of my cross stitches. And once again, if you haven't seen already my whip parade, make sure to go check that out. That just has a baseline of everything where I started, or where everything's at and kind of what I have. I did put a couple of those that I haven't started from the whip parade into the wheel, so there'll be a couple new starts this year for sure, or even though I've had plenty. So that'll be exciting to kind of rotate around those. And yeah, if you enjoyed this, make sure to give this video a like, subscribe, leave a comment. What are you working on? Are you working on the same projects or seeing the same projects that I have, or have any, or if you've seen the whip parade, or are you most excited to see that's coming up. And then I also forgot to mention that I will be working on my froggies as well every week. So the frog pile will be coming up next week too. Once again, either 2 or 3 days. We shall see. But that's it. Thank you so much for watching once again, and we'll see you in the next one. Alright, see you next week. Bye.